Welcome back to Robin Binds this Sunday afternoon, and of course still all throttle and all speed ahead. We have two guests in the studio who are going to help me analyze those areas that I'm not too vast in, but more importantly is to get a general idea and be a bit more educated as to some of the subjects. Now, before the break, I told you we're going to be talking about Tambuwal decamping to APC, and of course the issue of Buharism and generally INEC and the elections in 2015. I have with me a legal practitioner, Modupe Odele, who is here with me. Good afternoon, Modupe. How are you?
Good afternoon.
I shouldn't say this, but backstage she was really nervous about the makeup and whether she would look too pretty. So you look just fine. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, she didn't see that coming. And of course, Kazim Suleiman, who is a public analyst. How are you, Kazim?
Fine. Good
Thank you for joining us on Robin Minds. Straight into the issue of Tambuwal decamping to APC. What is the implication of this? He's very high up in the ladder in terms of APC. A lot of people said they saw this coming. A lot of people said the signs were, or should I say, written on the wall. What's the implication of this?
Okay, generally, the general implication is that APC now has the number fourth man on the federation under their camp. That's the implication. But legally speaking, if you're talking about the legal implication, this issue is actually something that the courts are actually yet to decide, or there's actually a pending matter in court as regards if you actually defect from the sponsoring political party, what actually happens to your seat. And it's only the courts that can declare the seat of the speaker vacant, basically. So right now, the defection, the legal implications of it, I always say that Section 68(1)(g), which is a constitutional provision everybody should be familiar with by now, because everybody's quoted it. Yeah. Even non-lawyers will tell me and say, Section 68(g), everybody says that. So yes, Section 68(1)(g), it's quite clear. If a member of the House leaves the sponsoring political party, that elected him into the House, and he loses his seat if he doesn't prove that there was a division or a merger. So now the issue is what actually constitutes division. That's where it is. So everybody can say, oh, right now there's a caucus in PDP, there's a division. Oh, there's a rift in PDP, there's a division. So until the courts clearly define what division entails, only then can we say, based on this, the present speaker hasn't proven that there's a defection, there's a division in the House. But we don't really have any precedents. Exactly. We don't have any precedents on which to determine division. So right now we're patiently waiting for the courts, and then that's what we're doing.
But from a layman's point of maybe the layman's view might not really matter since we're talking about the court of law, but you wouldn't really say that all is well in the PDP due to the fact that people are decamping, there are factions. Would that, from your point of view, constitute as a division within the party?
I could be a bit technical when I try to analyze stuff, because for me, you have two words in that sentence. You have division and then you have merger. They're used in a disjunctive. So basically, for me, it's a merger constitutes probably two or more independent political parties, coming together, yes, as one. That's what a merger is in my,
which is definitely not the case, yeah.
Yes, that's not it. And then a division. So I would say, since you have the word merger and then you have the word division or merger, so I would say, okay, we could say, so the word coming before merger, the division, is just probably the opposite. So basically, if I'm going to interpret it now as an ordinary person, I would just say division should mean, the party itself dividing into fractions as independent fractions, basically. And then, yes, within the party, independent factions, because mergers are independent people coming together, So, but at this particular point, I don't know, I'm not a member of the PDP, so I don't know how cozy things are right now within the political party, but I can't see any clear division, and then you ask for my ordinary.
Okay, Kazim. Let's take a look from the public view. What do you think about this?
Yeah, the Tambuwal defection to the APC shouldn't miss a lot of us unaware, because we're actually expecting that to happen. But basically, based on the 1990 Constitution 2008 reviewed Section 50, subsection 2C, that talks about the mode at which the speaker can be unseated if such an action is being overtaken by him. And secondly, about the 2008 section 73, subsection 1G. It talks about the conditions that warrant defection of a speaker. There are peculiarities to the case of Aminu Tambuwal, and it ranges from the fact that he's the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the peculiarities in one way or the other has to do with the ability of either the PDP or any affected party to unseat him. So it's a bit very technical here.
And there's still the issue of the two-third majority as
yes,
well, if we go down that road.
Exactly, which the PDP at the moment will find very difficult to sum up. So it's very difficult to unseat. From my point of view, it's very difficult.
Okay, let's move on to other happenings. I kicked off with Wilfred before the break. I want to kick off and continue with you on the issue of the general elections. The INEC timetable is out. What do you see based on what has happened in the last year, for example? Promises made that have been broken, people changing camps, a lot of tension with political parties now. What is your take on what's going on right now?
Well, to be very candid, 2015 election should be one of the most looked out for elections. It says that there are some regularities surrounding the 2015 elections, but it will wind down to the elections in one way or other. It will wind down. What I can actually say for now is it's important for us to strengthen our electoral system. It's important for us to promote autonomy of the judicial system. It's important for us to try and talk to every politician to imbibe the spirit of sportsmanship in case one loses the election or the other. But at the same time, we have to do away from all forms of inducement towards the election. It's one of the biggest elections that the world at large is looking out for.
Do you envisage any danger in terms of the tension that is building up towards 2015? And how do you think Nigerians can respond to such, if there is any?
Yeah, truth be told, 2015 election has been predicted by a lot of people to be one of the dangerous, like violent and cash characterized elections so far, because looking at the countdown to election and looking at how much funds has been disbursed by one politician or one party towards running for a fresh election, you would agree with me that it's important for Nigerians to do everything possible to nail it on and get to know what really do you want in the forthcoming elections. But particularly, you need to do everything possible to ensure that you make the best decision when you hold the ballots at the polls.
Okay, now talking about tension, fight erupted APC mini convention in Abia. Can you give us a little background as to what happened there? Yeah,
wherever people are gathered, definitely you will find different interests from 6 geopolitical zone interests, from ethnicity, religious and personal interests. So it's very, very impossible for you not to see an outbreak of disagreements or violence in a place where more people are gathered. So to me, I wouldn't undermine that in one way or the other because it's expected. Just like it's also outbursts in political camps of other political parties like the PDP and others. So it's normal, but for the fact that it was copped and it didn't become a national issue that could have wrecked the APC in one way or the other.
But how do you take this now? Some of the print media took this. Investigations, according to some of them, revealed that fighting erupted between delegates of different factions of the party, whereas 2 members were beaten up by some delegates while policemen looked on. Which brings back the question of security, which is why a lot of people are worried as to the role of the police in 2015. What do you have to say about this?
Well, to be very candid, the role of the police in the forthcoming 2015 elections, it's just quite unfortunate that the incumbent administration, in one way or the other, has successfully politicized virtually everything ranging from the Nigerian Army to the police and our, let me say, our security apparatus as a whole. But it's quite pathetic that of today we've lost touch with the reliability of our security apparatus, and it's very, very quite unfortunate for the future of the country at large.